And sige, so let us continue yung ating ginagawang solving. So, basahin ko lang yung problem. What is the temperature in degrees Celsius of 2 liters of water at 30 degrees Celsius after 500 calories of heat have been added? So, naghanap ng temperature in degrees Celsius. Given tayo ng temperature, volume, and heat. So, to solve this, we need to recall that there are two classes of heat, sensible and latent heat. So since may temperature ka dito na nagbago, edi yung type ng heat na meron sa atin na hinahanap sa problem is sensible heat. So from that, we can imply or we can understand that yung kailangan na heat natin is sensible since may change in temperature na nangyari. And sensible heat is simply MC delta T, or that is MC TF, final temperature minus initial temperature. So, however, may given sa problem na hindi mass. Kadalasan, pag hindi mass ang given, rather volume ang given, yun ang mass, papalitan natin ng volume. And mass is related to volume by weighting yung mass sa density times volume. So, density times volume is mass, then times T times yung change in temperature, which is yun yung heat natin. So, dun sa problem, given tayo ng heat, yun yung 500 calories. Density is constant pag walang binakit. So, since water to, constant yung kagamitan. Volume is 2 liters. So, given tong tatlo, yung C, specific heat, constant din yan. So, kailangan pa tayo. Ang hinahanap itong final temperature, yung initial temperature mo 30 degrees Celsius, given yung sa problem. So, direct sum, diba? Pag nakita mo, lahat ng nasa given ay nandoon sa formula. Ang hinahanap, pwede na nating makuha, isi-shift solve lang natin. But bago nyo gawin yun, i-check nyo muna lahat yung mga units. So basically, we can cancel out yung liters. Similarly, ganun din yung kilogram. Yung kilojoule, tsaka yung calorie, hindi pa pwede. Hindi sila magka-cancel out. Hindi sila pareho. So we need to convert. So i-convert natin yung kilojoule into kilocalorie muna. So conversion ng kilojoule sa kilocalorie is 4.187 joule. Or rather, 4.187 kilojoule. So this will cancel out kilojoule. Matitira sa atin calorie tsaka kilocalorie. So tanggalin natin si calorie by simply multiplying yung kilocalorie na 1.7. And so 1,000 calorie per 1 kilocalorie. This will cancel out kilocalorie and calorie. So matitira sa atin na unit ay degrees Celsius. From this, we can actually now solve yung problem natin. So lagay ko lang yung values. So this is 500. I-equate lang natin sa density, that is 1, times volume, that is 2, and times 4.187, and yung C ng ating water, times yung change in temperature, that is final minus initial na 30, then yung conversion factor natin. So that's 1,000 sa taas, sa ilalim 4.187. So actually, pag ginawa natin to, i-shift solve na lang natin sa pindutan lang. Press equals, at makuha natin yung value na equivalent sa letter C. Okay? So yan yung ating sagot sa problem na. Sige, so another problem sa ating power industrial plant engineering. Basahin ko lang. So assuming compression is according to the law PV equals constant, calculate the initial volume of the gas at a pressure of 2 bar, which will occupy a volume of 6 cubic meter when it is compressed to a pressure of 42 bar. So naghahanap sa atin dito ng initial volume ng gas. Given sa atin, etong particular law ng ating gas, PV equals constant. So pag nakita niya na may ganyan, meron siyang given na rule na para ma-solve yung problem. Ganun actually lang yung gagawin natin. So what this means is, i-equate natin yung pressure and volume, yung compression lang natin. So multiply mo lang yung pressure and volume, tapos i-equate natin sa another pressure and volume. So ibig sabihin nun, yung pressure times volume, isa sa point 1, i-equate mo the pressure times volume nung another point natin, which is point 2. Diba? And from the problem, we are given with initial, we are given with initial pressure, that's 2 bar. Initial volume, 6 cubic meter. Then meron tayong pressure sa final pressure, that is 42 bar. So, simply substitute. So, meron tayong 2 bar times yung inahat na initial volume equals yung pressure na final, that's 42 bar, times yung volume na 6 cubic meter. That's yung final volume natin. And so, initial volume inahanap, given ka initial pressure na kaya nandito to. Then, final sa kabila. So, basically, what we needed to do is simply substitute lang yung ating mga values. And from the units, makikita nyo, magka-cancel out yung unit ng bar at mong matitirang unit ay yung cubic meter. Diba? Sige. So, anyway, i-shift solve lang natin to kay Calcu. What we would end up with is yung 126 cubic meter na volume. That is yung letter A natin. Yeah, so another problem regarding sa power industrial plant engineering natin. So, basahin ko lang. A steam condenser receives 10 kg per second of steam with an enthalpy of 2,570 kJ per gram. Steam condenses into liquid and leaves with an enthalpy of 160 kJ per kilogram. Cooling water passes through the condenser, temperature increases from 13 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius. To calculate the cooling water flow rate in kilogram per second. So, naghanap ng cooling water flow rate. Sir, paano natin mahanap yung flow rate na yun? So, we need to determine from the choices ay from the given yung ating nangyari. So, meron tayo ditong steam condenser. Okay, so, i-drawing natin yung steam condenser natin na meron pumapasok daw na steam at saka meron siyang pumapasok na water, cooling water, yung kapalan sa steam. So basically, a diagram of that is ito. Ito yung ating steam condenser. May papasok dito na steam. So yun yung 1 to 2. Diyan magkakaroon na heat rejected from the steam. So masusuplayan mo. So yan yung heat ng steam. Then meron papasok na initial na cooling water. Then kukunin niya yung init na to. Tapos lalabas yan. Siyempre para magkaroon ng cycle, di ba? Dun sa papalamig ng condenser natin. So basically, what this implies is yung heat na nireject ng steam ay basically yung heat na na-absorb ng cooling water natin. So what we will get is this equation. QS, Q ng steam, and QCW is cooling, is the heat from the cooling water. Diba? So, yung heat ng steam, since we are given with enthalpies and mass, can be solved by mass times change in enthalpy. So, heat ng steam is mass ng steam times change in enthalpy, that is, mas mataas yung pumasok sa steam kaysa yung lumabas. That's H1 minus H2. So, inlet minus outlet. However, si heat ng cooling water, meron kang change in temperature. Kapag meron kang change in temperature, yung formula na gagamitin for heat is sensible heat. And that is yung MC delta T. So, cooling water lahat yan. So, from the problem, given ka na mass ng steam, dalawang enthalpy given, 2570, tsaka 160. Yan yung leaving, at ito yung entering, receives. So, meron kang H1, H2, mass ng steam. However, pag tinignan mo dito sa kanan na side, sa may cooling water, mass ng cooling water yan yung hinahanap. C ng cooling water is given, or rather, that is constant. Then yung dalawang temperature is given, 13 tsaka 24. Pag dinirect sum mo yan, this is what we will get. So that's 10 times 2570 minus 160. Equate natin sa mass ng cooling water times yung C ng water, that is 4.187, times temperature ng final minus initial, 24 minus 30. So we simply substitute that and shift solve natin para makuha yung mass ng cooling water. Sige, so lagay ko lang yung values. By the way, pag chinek nyo yung units, dito sa kaliwang side, magka-cancel out yung kilogram, di ba? So, matitira dyan, kilojoule per second, that is kilowatts. But we can also see from the other side na may magka-cancel din. So, i-compute muna natin. Then, ipapakita natin yung units later on sa kanan na side. So, pag nilipat natin sa kanan na side, makikita nyo, magka-cancel out yung Celsius, pati yung kilojoule. So, matitira sa atin sa kanan ay kilogram, which basically fits dun sa unit na kailangan natin, kilogram per second. So, may second pa dun sa kaliwang side. In any case, i-substitute nga natin to para makomplete natin. Hinahanap na mas ng cooling water. So, and ipindutin lang sa calculator. Shift solve, press equals, and makukuha natin yung 523.26 kilogram per second. So, yan yung from the choices, letters C natin. Okay, so another problem sa ating power and industrial plant engineering. What is the specific weight of air at 760 millimeters of mercury absolute and 22 degrees Celsius? So let us solve this specific weight. So when we are solving specific weight, and so we needed to recall yung tinatawag natin na density, diba? Lalo na kapag yan ay ideal gas. So air is considered as an ideal gas. So yung specific weight natin can be solved using yung loss ng ideal gas. Specific weight in more general sense is density times yung acceleration due to gravity. So we know that this is an ideal gas. And ang density ng isang ideal gas can be determined pag given ka ng pressure at temperature. Diba? Napakita natin yun ng review. So given na tayo ng pressure dito at temperature, so we can solve for the density. Diba? So ano bang formula ng density? Yan yung pirata. Diba? Yung P per RT. Yan yung density natin ng ideal gas. So times the acceleration due to gravity para maging specific weight. So pressure is given, 760. R is constant. Dahil area, dapat kabisado na yan. Yung temperature, that is 22, kailangan gawing absolute. So plus 273 para mag-count. Then meron tayong constant na 9.81, which is yun yung acceleration due to gravity. So ngayon, pag chinek mo yung units ng nasa choices, kahit nasabihin natin tama yung ating makita doon sa mga nandito sa naka-substitute, hindi pa rin natin masasolve yung problem na tama. So what we need to do is to find the proper conclusion. Palitan muna natin itong millimeters of mercury ng kilopascal. So gamitin natin 1 ppm. 101.325 kilopascal divided by 760 millimeters of mercury. So maka-cancel out yung millimeters of mercury. Yung Kelvin will also cancel out. Yung kilojoule, that is kilonewton meter. And then itong kilopascal, that is basically kilonewton per square meter. What we can see here is magka-cancel out yung kilonewton, pero may matitira na kilogram per cubic meter. So magsasama itong meter tsaka square meter. Diba? So that's kilogram per cubic meter. Yun nga lang, yung unit na kailangan natin ay naka kilogram force. Yung kilogram na nandito ay mass. Diba? And pag pinagsama mo yung kilogram mass, meter per second squared, what you would get is a unit of Newton. So, kilogram mass, meter per second squared, that is Newton. So, meron ka ng Newton na unit per cubic meter. Ito pa yung natitira, cubic meter na. Kailangan mo kilogram force. So, we also need to convert yung Newton gagawin kilogram force. Divide mo ng 9.9. So, pag na-cancel out ng Newton na ating kailangan mo wala, kilogram force na matitira per cubic meter, then tama na yung units natin. Saka natin magandang ilagay sa calculator yan. Okay, so input lang natin sa calculator. So meron tayo 760 over 0.287 So kadalasan sa power and industrial plant, a conversion of units and mga constant is very necessary to solve yung mga problems natin tungkol dito. Times 9.81 times 101.325 divided by 760. So may 9.81 pa tayo dito sa ilan. So press lang natin equals. What we would get is 1.197 kilogram per cubic. When yung letter C natin. Okay, so another problem sa ating power industrial plant engineering. So basahin ko lang. Steam expands adiabatically in a turbine from 2000 kilopascal, 400 degrees Celsius to 400 kilopascal, 250 degrees Celsius. What is the effectiveness of the process in percent, assuming an atmospheric temperature of 15 degrees Celsius? Neglect changes in kinetic potential energy. Naghanap ng effectiveness, given tayo ng properties ng steam. So, paano natin, sir, masasolve yung effectiveness? At ano bang effectiveness? So, basically, kung turbine yung pinag-uusapan, ganito yung itsura nung nangyayari sa process. So, meron tayo steam na papasok sa turbine, tsaka lalabas sa turbine. Yung papasok, 0.1. Yung lalabas, 0.2. Diba? So, kung pumasok yung steam sa turbine, tapos lalabas sa 0.2, meron siyang gagawing work sa loob ng turbine natin. Diba? Meron siyang ilalabas na work. Kapag sinabing effectiveness, we are measuring yung work na pwede nating makuha sa turbine. So basically, that is work ng output dun sa machine member natin, which is turbine, divided by yung available exergy na tinatawag. So yung available energy or yung exergy na tinatawag. So we know how to solve yung work output. Kasi sabi nga natin, that is simply yung work ng turbine natin. So from our concept, diba, ng ating review, that is simply yung difference ng enthalpy. However, yung exergy, or rather the available energy, is a different concept. Pag sinabing exergy, we needed to include yung effect ng ambient pressure, or rather ambient temperature. Other term dyan ay atmospheric or environmental temperature. So what that means is, pag naghanap ng available energy or exergy, that is yung work output, H1 minus H2, so subtract pa natin yung effect ng environment, which is minus temperature ng ambient, times yung change ng enthalpy natin, S1 minus S2. And so from this, and from the given actually, we are given with H1 and H2. So yung H1 yun na pumasok, so that is yung 2,400, ito yun. And yung H2, yan yung lumabas, yan yung 400 to 50. So yan, meron ka 29, so given yung H1, H2. Similarly, given din yung S1 and yung S2. Also from the problem, meron ka direct temperature. So direct sum, diba? So bali effectiveness is 3247.6 minus 2964.2 divided by H1 minus H2 pa rin, 3247.6 minus 2964.2 minus yung ambient temperature natin, that's 15 plus 273 times S1 minus S2. S1 is 7.1271 minus S2 na 7.3780. So we can now solve yung available energy na tinatawag. Bali, meron tayo dito 3247.6 minus 2964.2. Then, kukopihin lang natin to actually. Minus 2964.2 minus yung ambient temperature is 15 as 273. Then, times yung entropy, 7.1271. Minus 7.3780. So, press mo lang equals, and makukuha na natin yung value ng ating effectiveness. That is 7.7968, or that is 79.6%. Ayan yung letter C.